Home. Finally. You can put me down now. Sweetness, I'm weak, not dying. We established that, remember? Okay, on the couch is fine. Thank you. I feel like I was hit by a truck. A very big, very angry truck. On steroids. With a personal grudge against me. I'm okay. Just glad to be home. How are you? No, come on, how are you really? Hey. Of course it matters. You've been dealing with this mess along with me. It's been scary and stressful. Just because I'm the one who was poisoned doesn't mean I'm the only one who suffered, right? I know you haven't slept much. You need to get some rest just as much as I do. Yeah, I get that. My brain's a little too busy to sleep right now, too. So let's decompress instead. That a good plan? We can watch something and just not think for a while. We are both past due for some downtime. Agreed? Good. Yeah, that sounds amazing, actually. Do we have any? Really? Oh, sweetness, you are the best. I would love that. Thank you. Cold is fine. Straight up is fine. Just, yeah. You made my day. Thank you so much. That really helps. I know this is a splurge. You didn't have to buy it. Of course not. There's nothing better than B positive, at least to me, but it's expensive. I doubt the cheap stuff would be dangerous right now, not after what happened. Right now, they have to be pretty preoccupied with quality control, right? They had to have taken all the bad stuff off the shelves. Issued some convincing apologies. They're probably preparing some payouts for the families of the victims. Then it can all just go quietly away, and most people will forget about it. Yeah, well, even if it wasn't an accident, and you know what I think about that, they can't let it happen again anytime soon. They'd have a riot on their hands. Besides, few things turn the tide of public opinion as much as humanizing the suffering of others. I doubt they want regular people to start feeling even more sorry for us. That's how movements get started. Yeah, but I get it. To be honest, I don't love the thought of drinking the cheap stuff again. That was not a fun experience. Yeah, I know. Understatement of the decade. It's going to take me a while to get all this out of my head. And now that the angel markers are gone, I feel even more vulnerable, you know? Like I didn't realize before what they could do, but now that I know, I feel weird. The safety net is gone, I guess. Not that I ever really knew it was there. Speaking of which, have I thanked you recently for saving my life? Recently, as in sometime in the past hour? Shut up, goober. I'm not going to stop thanking you. Not anytime soon, anyway. Also, while I'm at it, I love you. Yep, I do. I love you so much. You got something to drink? Good. I think we need to relax a bit. Recharge ourselves. Figure out next steps, eventually. Hey, we can talk later. Not here. Let's just relax for now. Oh, thanks again for leaving that message for my grandpa. No, didn't think he would. I'm not exactly part of the family these days, but still. I don't care if he does. He's got connections in a lot of places. Not all of them above board. If he really wanted to check on me, he could do it without talking to me. He could probably find out even more than we know about the situation if he decided to look into it. I doubt he can be bothered, though. I just wanted to make sure he knew. Okay, enough of that. Here, let's get comfortable. You sure it's okay if I'm up against you like this? I know, but I'm cold. Okay then. Come here, Angel. I did promise you most of the blanket, didn't I? And I do always deliver on my promises. There we go. Drinks in hand, blanket in lap, cuddles in progress. Phone in pocket, vibrating. What great timing. It's Grandpa. Hello? Hello, Grandfather. I'm well, thank you. Almost entirely recovered. I just thought you would want to know. Yes, I know I haven't... I'm sorry. Please continue. I understand. Yes, I do. But all right. I do understand. I'll be there. Of course. I'll see you then, Grandfather. Thank you for calling. Just hearing his voice makes me feel like a little kid who got caught with a hand in the cookie jar. He's imposing. He wants to have lunch. He wants to talk. I have no idea. Maybe my brush with death scared him. I'm kidding. Nothing scares that man. Well, I guess I'll find out. No, just me. He wants it to be just him and me. I hope you understand. He doesn't hate humans, not at all. But certain things... He feels like some things are family things. He's a very private person. And he doesn't know you at all. To be honest, I don't really want him to. He's not someone I'm close to. You, on the other hand... He's going to come into town Friday. I'm going to meet him at that obnoxiously expensive restaurant on 4th Street. Guess I should find something nice to wear. Not right now, though. Right now, we're going to relax, as promised. Frankly, I'm not sure I could move from this spot if you held a stake to my sternum. Okay, maybe then. Okay, sweetness. Where were we? Hey, I'm back. Lunch was interesting. My grandpa had a lot to say. He's a fascinating guy. Hey, want to take a walk with me? It's a beautiful day. Yeah, right now. I'd like to get some air. Great. Here, just a light jacket will work, I promise. Leave your phone. You don't need it. No, you don't. Just, come on, sweetness. It's so pretty out. Good. Let's go. Isn't it nice out? I told you it was. Yeah, we can't talk at home. You know that. The registry has had ears on us since the first sign of angel markers. Phones, too, of course. They're listening even if we're not using the phones for anything. Thought it best to leave those at home. Yeah, so, my grandpa. He's not usually one to get involved in, well, anything. He's got enough wealth and power to be able to afford to stay out of things that affect us little people. Privilege at its finest. You ever notice that? People who claim they just aren't interested in politics or don't care about issues, those are the people who don't have to worry about anything touching them in the first place. They don't fear what might happen if laws are passed that affect the marginalized, because they aren't marginalized. That stuff doesn't affect them at all. Not caring is a privilege that only the entitled can really enjoy. Anyway, grandfather. He's got his comfy shield of privilege as much as a vampire could have, and he's never liked the fact that I basically turned my back on the family. That's a long story. I won't get into it too much now, but the short version is that I was raised with certain expectations of me. And I didn't like having my life planned for me before I was even able to walk. No, I didn't want to stay separate from society, you know? I wanted to live in it. Yeah, I mean, most vampires don't have a choice. Most of us have to try to make do as best we can. Not everyone has a family with resources behind them. For most vampires, the struggle to get by is a legitimate struggle. Day to day, week to week. Exactly. I was the exception, at least at the start. But the price of my family's support was my free will. And I didn't want that. I had to make a decision, and I made it. It didn't go well. I'm sure you can imagine. No, it's okay. I've never regretted anything. I have a job, I have enough to eat, I have you. All of that is worth it to me. I have autonomy, more or less. I mean, the registry is always watching, but in general, I'm a pretty regular person. I get to live a regular life. My connection to Grandpa never comes up, and he certainly doesn't mention it. I think he'd rather pretend I died than deal with me existing. Which is fine. He can think what he likes. I'm serious. I was never close to him even when I lived there. And after I left, I don't think they ever officially cut me out of the family, but they might as well have. Like I said, pretending that I died was probably their best course. Death isn't an abstract concept to vampires. It's not some intangible thing. It's like a family acquaintance. We're very used to it. So no, I don't much care. As far as I was concerned, that old me was dead, if she ever really lived in the first place. Yeah, I wondered that too. I think my near-death experience, combined with the circumstances of it, got his attention. You know how it is. The privileged don't see issues until those issues touch them directly. And I might be the black sheep of the family, but I'm still family. I didn't really have to tell him anything. Once you left that voicemail for him, his network went into gear. I figured it would, if he cared. By the time I sat down to lunch, he already knew about you, the angel markers, the registry, the exchange transfusion, all of it. And probably more than that, too. Yeah, he sounded interested. For once, it was almost like he felt something. He seemed glad I was alive, which was a surprise. And he also seemed... It's hard to explain. There was an energy around him that I've never felt before. He was present in that moment. He asked a lot of questions and actually seemed to listen to the answers. He genuinely seemed to want to know about my life. I was kind of thrown, to be honest. Here, let's walk over here. There's some shade. Of course we're being watched. Just keep being normal. There's nothing to worry about. So yeah, he was engaged with me, so I told him what he asked. I told him about you, how I feel about you. Yeah, he was surprisingly not angry about that. Maybe he'd had some time to get used to the idea before we met up. Or maybe... He seemed pretty interested in the angel markers. The fact that they saved me. I mean, it makes sense. You might just be a walking, talking miracle cure for vampires. No, of course not. You're safe, sweetness. Of course I'm sure. He's powerful, but he's not evil. He won't do anything to us, especially you. His power depends on his compliance, and coming for you would definitely not be compliant. It's also not his style. He's more subtle. Oh, I did, believe me. I asked plenty of questions myself, and he was more forthcoming than I expected. I honestly don't know. I mean, is it possible to have a relationship with him? I don't know what his agenda is or what he plans to do. I can guess at it, but it's just guessing. And meanwhile, there's the registry, keeping tabs on all of us. Yeah, it was a strange lunch, but I'm glad I went. I don't intend to go back to the family, but it's nice to have a connection, no matter how slight. Lately, it seems like completely isolating ourselves might not be the smartest move. Yeah? Glad you agree with that. So, in the end, Grandpa did make a few things clear. 1, never talk about this stuff in our place or with our phones on us, of course. Someone is always listening. 2, I shouldn't trust anyone but you. Yeah, I know, I thought that was kind of strange, but I agree with it, so whatever. I sure as hell don't trust him. 3, he gave me a name. Said that you need to have it. Yes, you. It's something to do with your angel blood. Maybe this person has some answers. I guess you should try to contact them. Not on your normal phone, of course, or with your laptop. Find another way. One that's not being watched. Think you can do that? Here, hold my hand. Feel that? Keep holding my hand for a bit, and when you let go, take that with you. Okay? Good. It really is a pretty day. And I think I'm done talking about Grandpa. Whatever happens with him, we can handle it. Who knows what's rattling around in that ancient skull of his? I'm ready to move on to something else. What do you say we get some ice cream? Of course it's my treat. It was my idea. Come on, sweetness. There's a twist cone somewhere with my name on it.